Hello, kit heads. We are talking kit, the home. What's my hair doing now? What's going on here? Looking what I started the show. Hey, you can tell I need a trim. It's absolutely wild at the minute. Anyway, we are talking kit, the home of the greatest football kit content on the internet for football kit fanatics by football kit fanatics. It's Wednesday. It's 9:30. It means one thing and one thing only, that we are venturing into the rank bank for 10 more shirts, that we will be sitting down with some fellow kit lovers and going through them from 10 to 1 and finding out why they ranked each shirt where they did. And I'm happy. I'm double A. I'm happy to be here. And not only that, I mean, yes, I'm happy to be here as always, but it's nice when I don't have to go and scour the world of football shirts to get 4 people to sit alongside me, because we've got 2 regular rankers back after weeks of me flying solo. We've got some of the regular rankers back. I'm so excited that they are here. I'll be getting them on very, very soon. But if you didn't see last week's show, what's going on and why not? That's despicable. We are now sponsored. Full Kit Rankers is now sponsored by Retro Football Kits, the amazing website where they sell thousands of retro and kind of newish football kits for you kit lovers out there. So go and check out their website. But not only that, we can now offer you as well 10% off any order that you have with retro football kits. And there we go. You can see, use code TalkingKit10 at checkout and you'll get a lovely 10% off all those glorious football shirts, as we always like to say here. So yeah, big shout out to Retro Football Kits for sponsoring the show. It's amazing, yeah. And another one of their shirts in the background today. Maybe it give you a hint on one of the shirts we might be seeing on today's show. So yeah, there we go. Go and head to retrofootballkits.co.uk, use Talking Kit 10 and go and get 10% off your order. Right, shall we get the rankers on? Well, I'm alone. I don't want to be a self-ranker. I want to rank with people. But before I just do that, as I always forget to do, and I shouldn't. If it's your first time talking kit, what's wrong with you? Where have you been? You need to be here all the time. Smash a like on the video. You don't know how much a like can help push the channel, push this video further, and get us higher up in the rankings. That's what we all want. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's free. It helps us. And, you know, you're doing something good for the community. But yeah, right, that's enough from me. Let's get our rankers on and let's get into this week's show. Now, he's been gone for far too long for me. The show isn't the same without him. The last appearance was on the 2nd episode, I believe. So he's been gone for 6 or 7 episodes. And he's been around the world. Aye. And I can't find my Joshy. But he's here anyway. And I can't wait to see what he has tonight in Castor for us. It is obviously Josh, a.k.a. the Kitsman. Mate, I'm so happy you're back. It's unbelievable. You've been missed.
Yeah, well done, mate. Great punch. No, I'm good. Happy to be back, my friend. Happy to see you. Happy to see everyone else. It's been way too long, and just good to get the rank back on, man.
Good, man. So it's clearly been a productive break from Full Kit Rankers. I can see you taking lovely pictures of shirts in foreign countries. You're coming back and having VIP trips to Newcastle. It's all going on.
Yeah, it is all going on, mate. It's a bit odd. I mean, I'm in no way a hospitality guy. You know, I'm nothing like that. And
you got to be in the thick of it with your top off, don't you? That's you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So when you get sort of given that sort of like invite, it is humbling, but also it's a little bit like, oh, I'm not good at this. But it was really nice to get an insight into the world. Castor get a lot of stick, and I've given a bit of it as well. It's not the end product, that's for sure. But it was nice just to speak to the dudes and get an idea as to the inner goings. They are nice chaps. I think a lot of the grief that's been given to them is they kind of agree with as well, you know.
Okay.
And I don't think it's anything that they're sort of, you know, not aware of. And yeah, you know, the fact that they can open up to that is brilliant. And it's not all doom and gloom. It's just a, you know, a new brand which are just working away. And I'm under no. This is not me saying it under duress. You know, I've not got someone behind here, you know, with a list of things to say. Trust me, this is all from what I've seen. So yeah, no, it was good seeing Toon. Yeah, I went to my mate's wedding in Barbados, which was just absolutely mental, man. I mean, you know, it was beans on toast for like 2 years, but we got there, and you know, I left with a Barbados shirt, mate. So you know, wherever I go, football shirts are not too far away. Yeah, so
I'm surprised you're not wearing it tonight. To be honest, I thought that would have been straight on for the show.
Well, it's taken me about a week. I mean, I think my bag's still unpacked, mate. So I'm just an absolute evil guy. You know, I've just not even got rid of my stuff yet. It's still fermenting in the bag. So it's not ready. It's not in any shape or form to be worn, mate. So maybe next week.
That's all fair, mate. Let's hope we can see it soon on the channel. Look forward to it. And I keep saying it. I'm happy you're back, mate. Thank you very much for
great to see you as well, dude.
The Rank Bank. It's always a pleasure, mate. Right, let's get our next regular ranker on. He missed last week, and he's back now, which is all good. I'm just happy he's here. You know, he's spending so much time walking around Manchester in football shirt shops, wearing bomber jackets. I'm surprised he's found time to come and join us tonight. And also, I'm gutted he's not wearing one. All right, Dom. How you doing, pal?
Easy. You all right?
Good, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm just obviously I'm training to be like a bouncer for the World Cup. So I thought I'd try one of them on. See if I can sling anyone out of Wetherspoons.
Mate. I thought you were going for a modelling gig the way you're going on, mate. You look good.
Yeah, no, as did they as well. A jump up on the jumpers. Definitely better than the Christmas jumper. And yeah, some of the variety on him's quality.
Yeah, I seen you post, mate. The pictures look good. I have to say. But how you doing, pal? It's good to have you back as well in the Rank Bank.
Yeah, I was sidelined with an injury last week, and I had a birthday as well. Yeah, so that was nice.
Birthday, man.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah,
all good. Yeah, yeah. When you get to my age, you don't shout about it.
Just quietly whisper, "Yeah, it's my
birthday." Definitely. But yeah, no, good to see you, and a good panel as well. So looking forward to seeing what's in store, seeing what everyone's come up with.
That's it. I absolutely agree, mate. So yeah, we'll get our next two rankers on. Next on, making a return for the second time. I think he was on the last episode of the first series. His setup in the background there is absolutely amazing. Knowledgeable, always in the chat, always in the DMs, comes up with ideas for shows, which is what it's all about. It's not about us, it's about the community. And when the community get involved with the show, it just makes it all the more better. And he's definitely one of my favorite people in the community for just conversating, engaging with. He's just always seems to be about, in a good way, not in a weird stalkish way. Obviously, that'd be crazy.
We're all friends, we're all friends,
That's true. I was having a conversation with Mick Clifford yesterday, and some of his stalking stories are unbelievable. But they all end up with match-worn shirts. But I'll talk about that later on anyway. But anyway, it's Jackson's jerseys. Good evening, pal. You okay?
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, all the better for seeing you, mate. Oh, let me tell you.
It's a bit weird being on the screen rather than just writing comments. But,
yeah. Some would say I prefer it like this way, mate, so I can see you. But no, how have you been? You good?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I spent a bit too much money over the weekend, payday weekend. Bought a few shirts and put a kit market on them. While I got on free offer that they were doing, so I took advantage of that.
Oh, nice.
Waiting for them to arrive, but I haven't checked my bank yet, so that's worrying me.
Oh, don't do it. It'll be fine. You're right.
As long as your lights are on, it's all good, isn't it? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's right. It's so fast
I've done the same stuff actually. I finally got the Brazil home and away shirt for the World Cup, the new ones. Couldn't find dry fitted Vansel, but we won't mention that. But speaking of getting new shirts, the next guest we got on is the reason why I won my very first raffle this week. Got a lovely Nagoya Grand Purse shirt from, is it 96 to 98, I think it was. So added to the J League, which I'm sure Josh will appreciate. I know he's a fan of those Japanese shirts.
I'm a fan, mate. I mean, you know, they are good.
I didn't know where you were going to go with that then. I thought you were going to go, I can't stand them. No, what are you talking about?
No. Sometimes you just don't need to force humor. You just got to be honest. And I'm look very good.
You're making me sweat for a second. Anyway, he's waiting in the background patiently. It is, of course, Jake Shirts. Hi, mate. You okay?
Hello, yeah, mate. I'm fine. How are you?
Mate, I'm well, and I'm all the better for having you guys with me on a Wednesday evening, as it should be, all in the rank bank together. But yeah, I mean, spoke recently. We can tell people you've done a Desert Island kits for us, which will be coming out in a couple of weeks. It was very entertaining, very, very good. But yeah, I mean, how have you been? How's the world of shirts treating you?
I haven't bought any new ones recently, I must admit, but as you just said, we did a Desert Island kits episode, so it's nice to talk about the ones that I've already got instead of having to buy new ones for a change. So,
no, I feel you, mate. I feel you. It's not always about the ones you get in. Sometimes it's about the ones you got.
Exactly.
Spoken like a man in a relationship.
That's very true. That's very true. Anyway, right, let's get into this week's episode. Any comments? Fly in. There might not be as many this week because the main person who comments is on the show. So we'll see how it goes. If you want to do both, though, Jackson, don't mind me, mate. If you want to comment at the same time, we'll have it.
Yeah,
it's all good. Yeah. Anyway, right. So we've got 10 shirts to look through this evening. I think it's jumping on the back of something, but I thought we might as well do it. Why not? We've done it before with Ronaldo. So we're looking at 10 Showboater shirts. And really, it's just all coming from the fact of obviously some controversy surrounding Anthony from Manchester United last week doing just an innocuous little bit of skill. And then he gave the ball away. And he got some pelters for it. It went overboard, but hey, that's the world of football. So I thought me and Jackson had a chat in the DMs. We was going to go down one route, and then we kind of flip flopped and thought, oh, why not go for this one instead? So I've picked 10 footballers really, and then 10 shirts they wore. Tried to mix it up a little bit, but as you can probably imagine, there's 4 Brazilians in there, just because they're known for their showboating. So yeah, we've got 10 great shirts, I think, to look through. Did anyone find it hard, easy? How did we find ranking this week's shirts?
I thought it was okay. I mean, it's the most varied list you've ever given us, mate.
Yeah,
because usually they're all like really, really sort of, you know, everyone knows them. There's a fair few in there which I probably wasn't aware of. But one being behind you as one. Some obvious stinkers, mate. You know, you've given us some in the past which have been particularly difficult to rank, and the ones you gave us this week were exceptionally varied to a point where I did reorganize them on many occasions.
I like to hear that. So, I mean, we're finding with the sort of shirts now, it's because of the showboating thing. It obviously leads down to, I think the last couple of weeks, people have asked me how are we ranking it. Now, usually it's just you would rank the shirt and how it looked, but we're getting it now where there's an extra element added in, which I think adds to the ranking as well. You know, you're not just ranking a shirt, but maybe the player, and maybe, you know, all the shirts have been chosen for a specific skill that the person has done or a moment in their career. So it's nice to know that it's not just a straight fact of fashion and looking at a shirt. It's adding that player, that moment into everything as well, which is really good for me.
Can I just say, why is Tony getting so much hate? What's he done that wrong?
Anthony, it's just because he gave the ball away. That's why.
But So
he did it against Chelsea as well, but that was not as well documented. He just did his little pirouette thing.
I just say leave Tones alone. He's just having a good time.
Just expressing himself, isn't it?
Expressing himself.
That's what football's for. But I like the fact, you know, Neymar come out in support.
He would. Of course he would. Divers committee.
Yeah. Come on. Let him express himself. That's all he wants to express himself. Leave him to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, let's get into this week's list then. So like I say, 10 shirts from players who are known for showboating or moments of showboating in their career. And we can talk about that and also the shirt as well. So let's go into it then. Number 10 on the list. And as always, there's always a shirt that seems to be down the bottom of the list, unfortunately. Only got 7 points. No one had it above 9th on the list. And I don't even need to put the picture up. It's this one.
It's behind you.
Right here. Shout out to Retro Football Kits for letting me come and get this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. It's the Chicago Fire 2000. Well, I'm using the 2010 season for it, but it spanned sort of, I think, 2008 to 2010. Chicago Fire MLS shirt. As you could probably tell, it may have been at the time a best buy, maybe not. It wasn't a best buy for these guys because they weren't buying it, and that's why it ended up bottom of our list with 7 points only. 9 from me on my list. I just feel like there was one shirt that maybe not as good as the other ones we're going to see. Dom, we'll kick off with you. Do you know the moment? Do you know why I've chosen? I can talk about the player as well quickly. So it's the reason why I've chosen this shirt is because of the Mexican player Blanco, who you may know was very well known for doing the bunny hop, as you can see there, wearing the shirt. He did do it famously for Mexico in '98, but I thought we've ranked that shirt and it will probably come number 1. So I wanted to mix it up a little bit and not just go for the obvious. I've kind of gone for a shirt that he wore for a different club, which was Chicago Fire. So, Dom, you obviously know the player. So, what was the reason that it wasn't quite last, but didn't get any higher for you?
Well, if we are to incorporate elements of the basis of the kit collection, then that as a bit of flair. To be honest, it's pretty good. So if I was incorporating that, I would have scored it a bit higher. But the shirt itself is disastrous. It's awful. The fact that you've even sent us a defective picture as well, with the stripes missing from the right sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Even the image is giving up on itself. That doesn't
even notice that.
Yeah. I think they'd recently changed that badge as well, hadn't they?
They have,
I mean, I'm not surprised that they did change it because it looks like an aerial view of like a fireman's hat. But yeah, not massive on that template. Overused. Don't like the way the sleeve curls up for what would be a bicep, I imagine, if I had some. The best buy. I presume it's just a shit American supermarket. That's all I can think of. But yeah, not a huge fan at all. There's not very much to like about it. I had it 9th, and there was one shirt for me which was just a bit worse. But yeah, no, it's MLS at its worst. Right. I think obviously everything that preceded it, and now with the emergence of some of the shirts that we're seeing, there seems to be this period here where you've got to do a bunny hop. Because you're not going to be noticed for what you're wearing. So yeah, not a good cut for me at all.
Fair one, mate. Jackson, we'll come to you. 10th on your list overall. Do you think if Blanco was watching this, he'd be hopping mad that he's come bottom of our list?
Probably not. He'd probably agree that the shirt's not the best. To be honest, it's got to be the worst sponsor I've ever seen on a shirt. We talk about is it Harrogate? That stupid square that they've got on there.
Oh yeah.
this white rectangle of Best Buy. It's like a happy shopper, isn't it? It's just terrible. Template's not great, and yeah, it's a shame because he's an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Actually, legend player, and penalty king as well throughout his career. I don't know how he kept with that piece of skill as well. Is like you need two opponents to be able to do it. So I don't know why.
This is it. Imagine he'd have to wait in the corner like for two players to come over. I can't do it with just one. I need to wait for two. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, where's your mate?
Waiting just so he can do it. You can imagine the crowd cheer because they're all waiting for it. It's just.
Yeah. That's a good point. Jake, we'll come to you next as well. You had it bottom. Like I said, it's only me and Dom that didn't have it bottom. So, I mean, is there anything good about it you can say that you might like?
Well, to be fair, when you sent me over, I wasn't aware of the piece of skill that was associated with it, but I don't think that's not even enough to get it on my list. It's just boring, isn't it? I think, yeah. It's safe, boring. As I say, the sponsor, it's probably worse. One of the worst sponsors I've seen, even worse than that Paddy Power one that was on the Huddersfield shirt a few seasons ago. And that's saying something.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to come to Mr. Positive because he always seems to have something nice to say. I think I've got someone's got to try and save it. I say that. He had it bottom as well. Josh, can you try and relight the fire?
Relight my fire.
Good luck.
No. I mean, can you remember at school when you used to have those Tipex mice? And you used to have to sort of put the Tipex over the paper, and you'd get that white strip. Well, there's one beforehand. That picture you had of the actual product shot. It kind of looks like it's doing sort of. It's not even straight. Obviously, the material is moving it around somewhat, but it doesn't even look like it's a particularly sort of straight application. It's just, what is it? It's just so wish-washy, man. It's so Sunday League. It hurts. The long sleeves as well. The uncomfortable-looking neckline. No, it's not good. It's sort of got a little bit of little Nike this year template about it going around the top there, with the paneling. But I must admit it's not great. And Dom, I quite like that Chicago Fire sort of badge as opposed to the new one, because the new one absolutely sucks.
Don't let any people from Chicago hear that, because that badge means a lot in that city. It's obviously the 4 or 5 stars in it that's wore on the police uniforms, and it's a symbol of Chicago in it, I think. So I love Chicago.
Oh God, sorry Chicago. Sorry Chicago. Sent to you from Lincolnshire. I do apologise. It's not great. It's not great. It's like I said before we came on on live here. It's a poor man's Middlesbrough shirt, isn't it? I think we were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Number 10 on our list this week. Only 7 points overall. It's the Chicago Fire 2008 to 2010 shirt. Worn by Blanco, the Mexican superstar Blanco, doing his bunny hop. I'll show you one more time. And that was the reason why we chose that shirt in particular. I'm kind of regretting that now, because it seems like the panel didn't appreciate it being in there at all. Right, let's move on then to number 9 on our list. With, funnily enough, only 9 points, only 2 points better off than this shirt. And it is this from 2014, 2015. And it's the Crystal Palace away shirt from Macron. 10th on my list. It's a shocker. We'll move quickly on.
They spelled Nutella wrong.
They have. It's like a Nutella and Netto combined, I think. It
is, mate. It's their version of
really cheap chocolate spread. That's what it is.
You can probably buy that at Best Buy, actually.
Yeah, you probably could. Jake, since you got so much to say, we'll start with you on this one then, mate. You had it 9th on your list. Is you Bob on?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I'll try find something positive to say about Yannick Bolasie. I'm probably gonna say one of the best skillers the Prem's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just so out there. Was it his performance against Liverpool in that stands out?
It was this.
Yeah. He had a few good games that season. I think there's one against Tottenham as well. But back to the shirt, bright yellow and baby blue, and that collar as well. It doesn't work. It's only 9th above the Chicago Fire one because of Yannick Bolasie. I'll be honest.
I mean, yeah, that's a good way to rank it, mate. I kind of agree. I think this was when Macron weren't quite what they are now, and bringing that not to quote or to pun, but bringing that fire, so to speak. We'll go next. Josh, we'll come to you because you had it 8th on your list.
Yeah.
Was it down to just the shirt, or did you know about the Yannick Bolasie skill, or
I knew about Yannick Bolasie skill. I don't mind this actually. It's all right. Maybe it would have looked a little bit better. Again, just sort of being kit connoisseur, as it were. Maybe having the sort of Palace badge in black as well. Do you know what I mean? Just give it a bit of balance, perhaps. That might have been. Then again, I don't know actually. It's not a bad shirt, but like you said, it's kind of like that sort of adjustment period for Macron, wasn't it? Because didn't they have a few? Weren't they with Leeds at this time as well? No, were they? What year is this shirt?
This is 14-15.
So possibly because they were at Kappa as well. They've gotten a lot better, haven't they? But this was probably just sort of like their sort of, I don't know, experimental time, maybe trying to work out what they were. Like I said, it's not a bad shirt as such. It's just there were better ones, man, on your list.
Yeah, I agree. Dom, will come to you next. You had this. Where did you put this one, mate? You had bottom like me. Yeah, that's the one. Is there anything good? I mean, the skill, if anyone don't know, obviously against Liverpool, he kind of looks like he's sweeping the ball and takes on Dejan Lovren. I kind of always remember, I think was it a shirt similar around this time? It could have even been this one with Zaha, and he scored that worldie. Not Zaha. He played well against United, but it was in the League Cup win. They won it at Old Trafford. Was it Darren Ambrose scored a cracker against us or something like that? I'm scrambling here. I think it's that. I don't even know. Dom, just shut me up. Talk about the shirt, please.
Oh, it's grim. It's absolutely grim. It's like a shit leisure centre. Like even the old Macron logo looks like there's gonna be turds in the pool. Kind of leisure centre. Not a nice one. No David Lloyd. It is. It's just grim. The bits, the striped gradient round the side as well is awful. That collar, and it reminds me of looking at a map for the tram or a train, and it forks off into different directions. Yeah. Obviously, the sponsor speaks for itself. I can't do any better than really cheap chocolate spread. I think the only thing worse than this actual kit was Marouane Chamak's hair.
Oh yeah,
because he was there at this time as well, wasn't he? But it's not doing anything for me at all. Dead last.
Fair enough, mate. Andy, Jackson, sorry, we'll finish off with you. Like Dom, do you think this shirt should fork off as well?
Oh, it's great to be back, guys. It's great to be back.
It is at a weird point with Macron because I think it might be the year after or 2 years after they changed their logo, and then from then on they've gone on to be one of the leading manufacturers in it as they are at the moment.
Yeah, big time.
But pretty much all the shirts with this logo, they're
well, they've got the simplified logo on the shoulders of this, and it was the same template that the goalkeeper shirt used as well. But obviously they've done wonders in moving to just that more simplified logo.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've got a few of their shirts now, and they are thoughts just gone behind them.
Didn't they have didn't Napoli have Macron around about this time as well? Because I think Macron and Napoli had a nice little go.
I think they did, to be honest.
Yeah. And Lazio would have been at this time, yeah.
Yeah, Lazio had them for 10 years, didn't they?
Yeah. Netto bag vibes from Johnny Weaver there. Yeah, you know, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
I actually quite like the sponsor. I don't know what it is, what they do, but
I'm going to find out right this moment.
It looks all right on the shirt, the actual sponsor, but yeah, the colour combo isn't there for me either. The baby blue,
Yeah, not a great combo and not well thought of within the five of us this evening. So yeah, 9th on our list, 9 points overall. It's Crystal Palace away from 14-15. You got to see how much these weren't rated and how far away they were to the group, because the next shirt in 8th place had 23 points. That's how far away these two shirts were for the rest of the group. And I mean, it's a good shirt. It's an even greater player. I think there's one moment we've chosen it for, but he had so many moments in his career, and he's known as one of the best showboaters. I mean, some say he was so good they named him twice, and it's JJ Okocha wearing the Bolton 02-04 home shirt. Reebok, the double Reebocked during this period. The triple Reebocked, actually, because the stadium was the Reebok stadium as well. So they went full pelt on the treble there. So yeah.
No, Reebok's too much. Yeah.
$3.
$3. Oh, we are cooking tonight.
This is why we're here. This is why we're here. Right. I actually put 8th on my list. It's not the greatest shirt from them, I have to say. Good moments in it. It's just not. It's too much Reebok for me. Let's go on to Josh. We'll start with you.
Yeah.
You thought the opposite to me. You had it 4th on your list.
Sorry, I'm still trying to get over Reebok. That's
we peaked there, I think.
Man, you need to be in marketing. That is just unbelievable. Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's. I must admit, I do like. Well, I wouldn't say I have a fascination over kits that have the sponsor and also the brand as being the same. I think didn't Liverpool have the same at this time? And maybe
Reebok.
Yeah, I'm sure
you would have done
similar time.
Similar time, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe even the same template, to be fair. But no, I think this is great. I like the order of the brand badge. One thing I like, I don't know what you guys think, but should a badge be above the brand, or you know what I mean? Like, should you have the logo above it, or is that not advertising the brand more than the club? I had this the other day when I was trying to sort of show off that new Newcastle United 130th shirt. Castor logos above the actual Newcastle badge.
Oh, yeah.
Is that bad practice? I don't know.
The problem you got here
on the shirt.
Is it's the manufacturer and the sponsor. So what else can you do?
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you had it on the sleeves, the Reeboks. If the Reebok actual logo was on the sleeves, like Puma do or Macron do, and it just had the one Reebok, I think that looks a lot better for me personally. I don't know.
I think it depends, because here the bottom badge is really small on this shirt.
Yeah,
it's sort of hidden between the massive Reebok sponsor and the logo. If the badge was bigger, then that would be more noticeable. So
that's a good point
as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what was the actual photograph of it on the pitch, Darren?
So I'll get out for you now. So the moment we used for it, just while I get up, Josh, do you want to tell everyone what Nutella was as well?
Oh yeah, that was. I did have it on the tip of my old tongue. Then it's an e-money transfer service, so it couldn't be. It's as far away from a chocolate spread as you're going to get.
Oh, could you buy chocolate spread with it? Maybe.
You probably could, to be fair. Hello, I would like to buy some Nutella with some Bitcoin or whatever. Yeah, please.
So it's one in this moment where Okocha rainbow flicks over Ray Parlour's head in a game against Arsenal.
Oh,
I mean, you can see how old this is. It's the bloody ITV Sport when they had it.
wow.
The
Premiership.
You too.
Yeah. Oh my God. And beautiful day. Yeah. Oh my days. Taking us back. Yeah. Anything else, Josh, for you on this?
No, not really. I mean, it's just I think it will be classed as an iconic kit just because of the players that were there that time, wasn't it? I mean, a lot of shirts can be sort of stapled down to who was there at the time. And again, I think it's one of the classics simply because it was, Reebok Stadium, some good times there at that time. You know, they haven't had many. So, this one was probably, one of the most memorable ones, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Dom, come to you next then. Seventh on your list. You had it.
Yeah.
More known for the players that wore it rather than it being a great kit, or
definitely. Some of the players they had then, around that time were ridiculous for what it is that they were perceived to be at the time. So yeah, I think unless it was some kind of laundering that was going on, obviously with Big Sam in charge as well, I wouldn't be surprised.
His pint of wine, yeah, probably.
Yeah. But no, I think the shirts it's fairly simple. It's well laid out enough. I think as with a lot of Bolton shirts, the simplicity is key on it. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for Bolton shirts. And have done since the early 90s, but I think everything ties in well. Not mad keen on the on the cut of the shirt itself. It looks like an NFL shirt with the
it does.
With these straps down here and then the hem thing, the line across the top of the chest. But I think when you add the other elements as well, like the Navy name set and the even the Premier League badges tie in with it quite well. They're not jarring obviously the purple ones that we get nowadays. But yeah, I think a nice clean shirt overall. But yeah, just generally, look, how could you not like him as well?
I know.
So yeah, just absolutely class. So yeah, nice and simple, easy enough on the eye, and one of those which should be as suitable to wear now as it probably was back then.
Yeah, cool. Jackson, again, you had it 7th on your list as well, mate. Again, it's a simple shirt. Does that work well for you? The simplicity of it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like a central badge. I like it when the cuffs and collar matches. But it's a very simple design as they were back then with Bolton.
Yeah.
JJ, I don't remember him for that bit of skill. I remember him more when he's dancing with Big Sam. That's
yeah.
And he just seemed always a happy player, and he just seemed to love his time at Bolton, which I don't think many players have said over the years. People, yeah.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, I was going to say, Bolton, it's a beautiful place. Jake, we'll finish off with you. You had it 6 on your list. So, like Jackson, are you a big fan of the collar and cuffs matching?
Yeah, but like the add-on from Josh's point with the central badges and the manufacturer and the sponsor matching, but that rainbow flick and Ray Parlour, I mean, come on. It's unbelievable. The players in that team as well. Djorkaeff, Ivan Campo and Kevin Nolan to go with JJ Okocha.
Yeah.
The kind of the reasons I've tied it in. Where did I have it again? 6th, yeah. More for the play. Yeah, Kevin Davis as well. For the players and the era more than the shirt. I think has got it up my list.
Was Jaskalainen in there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an Icelandic shot!
Icelandic god. Yeah. Ricardo Gardner as well. I always remember him. He had loads of players, didn't they?
Yeah.
Stelios there around that time. Stelios as well. Oh, mad times. There we go then. 8th on our list. 23 points overall. Bolton Wanderers. 02-04 home shirt in honour of JJ Okocha rainbow flicking over Ray Parlour's head. Right, number 7 on our list, and it's just a recent shirt from this season. We mentioned him a little earlier on. 25 points overall. No, it's not that Brazilian. It's the other Brazilian. It's Neymar with the PSG third shirt from this season. I say third shirt. It really winds me up. It should be the away shirt because the home shirt is the dead opposite of it. And the third shirt, the away shirt looks nothing like what an away shirt. Anyway, don't get me started on it because I'll be here all night. And we don't want that, do we? Right. Fifth on my list. I mean, it's nice. I do like it, given that. Yes, Qatar Airways is far too big and it cuts off the stripes. But it's still a nice shirt. It looks nice on. So, and the skill he did at the weekend against Troyes was peak Neymar. He's probably one of the best players in the world, if not the best player on form at the moment. And he's going to bring Brazil the World Cup home. I'm telling you now. You've heard it here first. Right. So fifth on my list. It was quite well loved as well. We'll start with Jake, just because you had it lowest out of the five of us, mate, in 8th place. So what wasn't you feeling too much about the PSG third shirt for this season?
I'm quite a big fan of PSG shirts normally. I just don't understand. I just don't like this shirt. I don't know why. I think the maybe too much white and it overpowers the actual design of it. I think. Okay. Neymar as well frustrates the hell out of me. You just said the best player in the world, but he just needs that consistency.
He does.
But yeah, the design's nice. Like the home, I love the home shirt, which you said's the polar opposite to the opposite design.
Yeah,
color scheme wise, but yeah, I think the white's just too overpowering for me on this.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Did you see the skill he did in that?
I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the skill now.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. And it was only because Mbappe missed as well. The chance that it would have been. I say one of the greatest assists ever. He ran half the length of the pitch, does a little spin, back heels it into Mbappe, and he goes and fluffs his lines. Yeah, Josh, let's come to you. You had it 6 on your list, so one place where it ended up. Was it more the shirt you fancied, or was it Neymar's tricky skills?
I didn't see the skill, to be fair, mate. Try and keep as far away from as I can.
You did a good job in Lincolnshire, to be fair, and he was in Paris.
we don't get on. We don't get on. We don't get on.
Can't be in the same room with each other, honestly.
No, you can't do it, mate. Can't do it. I think it's good. I mean, it's a very bold design, isn't it? I think that it's certainly clever in the way that it's sort of swapped out the colours. It looks. I hate using the word fresh and clean. It is very much fresh and clean. You know, it's very well put on, but it's just the fact that it stops so harshly at the top, doesn't it? I mean, it's because of the cut of the template, which doesn't really do it much favors. I've seen a lot of the shirts as well without the sponsor, and I know you're having a go at the Qatar Airways being quite big, and you know it is, but I mean for it not to be there, it's a little bit it's a little bit odd, but I think. No, I like it again. I think I like it. I don't love it. There's just something about it, and I reckon it is just that sort of elliptical. Is that? I'm using it. Sort of bit at the top.
The arch.
The arch would be a better thing to use. We'll go with arch. That's so much better. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm liking it more. More I'm seeing it. I don't know. It's like a very odd piece of art. I've not quite worked out whether or not I like it or not yet.
Well, that's fine, mate. You don't see it as
Is that all right? Is that all right?
It's fine. It's fine. Jackson, we'll come to you. Josh clearly doesn't think it's a masterpiece. Is it an art de triomphe for you, though?
more.
Just because you had it in 5th, mate. Just because you had it in 5th.
It's a good use of this season's template.
I agree.
It's like Josh said. I think it's hampered because of the template. I like to see the line go up into the collar. see the badge there is above the logo, which actually I think I like that better.
Looks better, yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. I mean, I prefer the home shirt, to be honest. That colourway. But with Neymar as well, I can't get past his diving antics. And he's going to end up costing Brazil the World Cup. Is what
Don't say that. Don't say that, mate. I want him to win it. Don't say that.
Yes, it's not going to happen. He's going to showboat and then miss a sitter and cost him the World Cup.
All right, missed it, Meg. I think we're going a bit too far. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine, Jackson. Yeah, I will finish off with Dom. You had it 6 as well in your list, mate. I'm trying to think of more outcast puns since Josh said fresh and clean, to be honest with you.
Right.
Is it? I've got one. For you, does this shirt come out smelling of roses?
Oh, for God's sake. You have Google and looking on blooming lyrics, haven't you? You sad man.
No. No, I think obviously that template itself kills most shirts other than what Nigeria are away. But I think it's because it's broken up, and obviously the iterations of the Daniel Hector stripe that we've seen have been so much better. I think even the kids, like the kids version, doesn't have the arch across the top and looks a lot better
now, mate. Yeah.
But obviously still has a massive Qatar Airways sponsor on it, which is dreadful. But I think that arch as well, I think all it reminds me of every time I keep seeing it now, because I did an edit recently on something similar, another Brazilian, it just reminds me of R9's rascal hairdo that he had for the World Cup.
Yeah,
just that weird little arch at the top. But no, I think it's there's much worse I don't know, versions of that template. I think the colorway is decent. I like the fact that it does mirror the home shirt, so the consistency across those shirts is good, and it's not dreadful. It will, I'd imagine, be picked up quite a bit, especially in the dry fit as well. But not a huge fan. Just couldn't be bothered with it, and I'm not on that Neymar bus.
Fair enough, mate. Anyway, we're going. That's it. Number 7 on the list, 25 points. Neymar and the PSG, 22-23, third shirt. For a little bit of skill he did over on the weekend against Troyes, as I said. Right, number 6 then, 26 points. Just 1 point ahead of it. Going all the way to 95, 96 now. Probably one of the most iconic moments. René Higuita, Colombia. Goalkeeper, a typical goalkeeper shirt. This is literally the only picture I can find. I don't know if that's actually his shirt, and that's what he did in it. This is obviously the piece of skill that we all remember from the tamest shot from Jamie Redknapp you're probably ever going to see in your life. It's come 6th on our list. I put it 7th. I just don't like the shirt very much. It's okay. Agreeing with me, though, was Josh, who put it 9th on his list. Josh, you're not marching to this Colombian drum, no? I don't even know where they're coming from now.
It's just a little bit sort of this 101 goalkeeper shirt. I just don't like it, Aaron, mate. I mean, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's just look. I mean, just look at that. It just looks like a bad rug. I've got nothing to. I mean, it's so many things. That's the problem, isn't it? It's so many things. I mean, there is a little bit of a template there in the sense that maybe it's got I'm sure the Umbro on the collar was. Didn't David Seaman have that on the England shirt? A lot of them had that. The Scottish, a lot of Umbro ones had that. like that. I just listen. A goalkeeper shirt is meant to put off a striker, and that is going to put off anyone. So yeah, no, not. I can't really deep dive into it too much because there's so much there that is wrong.
Yeah.
But also maybe it's right. Who knows? Who dares wins? You know.
Well, you clearly don't think it's right, so that's the whole point, isn't it? You know, you raise a good point about that putting people off, because I don't know why I've not thought about it before. Why are you laughing, Dom? I've not even got into what I'm saying.
He's just a happy guy. He's just a happy guy. No, we're all happy.
You raise a good point. Like I'm trying to say, you raise a good point about it putting people off, because when I go to bed at night, Hannah's wearing this every single night in bed.
Is that where you got that picture from? What's that on the sleeve?
Oh dear.
What's funny? It's a Columbia shirt, and it looks like something you would get at Columbia, won't it?
Yeah, it does.
But quickly moving on. We'll come to you. Let's come to you, Jake, on this one, mate, because for you, this was the best shirt of the bunch.
Yeah. Ooh. After hearing everything Josh has said, I feel quite bad now for going next, but no, I think when you sent it over, it originally took me back to, like, do you remember when Bebo and YouTube first started out? This is the video you just see constantly, was just hit that piece of skill, and it's classic 90s goalkeeper as well. It's just out there. England comes to mind, Man United, Newcastle. Compared to, like, the recent goalkeeper shirts, that's exactly what I think. Yeah, they should be doing. Should be out there. I think Adidas have re-released some of the templates they did in the 90s. So, but yeah, after hearing Josh slay it, I feel a bit bad for it now.
Never feel bad,
man. Never feel bad.
Jackson, for me, the pattern, I don't know if you remember him, it looks a bit like a magic eye. Not the stripy bits, but the bit on the sleeve there.
Yeah.
Is it something that would never catch your eye? That was terrible.
Even by 90s goalkeeper shirts, the pattern is just, you can't even describe it. What is going on?
Isn't there a double diamond in Boston?
What is going on? What is going on? Tell us.
I'm just trying to look now, magic eye style, as you said. Yeah, it's crazy. It's totally red apple, because whatever Redknapp was thinking, whether that was a cross or a shot.
Yeah.
you must thank Higuita every year for doing that, to make everybody forget about what a poor shot that was. And
yeah, I think that's why Louise left him in it, because he didn't score that.
I mean, if I remember right, the game as well was terrible. I think that was literally the only good thing that happened in the game.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, is it 0-0 or something? Is that bad?
Yeah, really, it was bad. Terrible game. But Higuita, even when you go back to, like, Italia 90, when he got caught on the halfway line, it's just a madcap goalkeeper. So this scorpion kick, it's probably not even unexpected from him. Probably the sort of thing he did in training every day.
I think he did it a couple of times in his career. Marching on to Dom, finishing off with you, my friend. You had it fourth on your list. We've had Paolo Panini come in saying, surely the jogging bottoms are more famous. I think the hair is more famous than anything else, pal. But no, what are your thoughts on this effort and Rennie Higuita in general, I guess?
Well,
it looks a lot better there.
Yeah, I think first off, it reminds me of my favourite ever England goalkeeper shirt, because we had like a yellow version of it, which it was quality. It does look like oil slick on a pond in that colorway, which isn't great, to be honest. But I think I think just because it was it embodied everything that the 90s goalkeeper was, and I think he personified that as well, in just being an absolute loose cannon. the fact that the shirt is just as mental as his hair, his jogging bottoms, and we've only really seen, what is it, Gabor Kirayi do it since. But yeah, I think for me it's just peak 90s. Everything that I grew up thinking, wow, that looks tremendous.
Yeah.
The fact that obviously when you've got one of those like templates in hand as well, it's quilted. It's like one of those nice mattresses that you can't afford. But yeah, it'd be well up there for me. I think anything as batshit as that is brilliant. For that period, obviously Spurs away last season. Obviously they thought this looked good as well. Carbon copy, if anything, just a few different highlights. But yeah, if you look at the similarity between that kind of pattern, that graphic on that shirt, and what Spurs were rocking, which was really popular, then you can see why it's universally liked. Obviously not on the panel, but yeah, I love it.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Jake really likes it. Jake really likes it. Well, there we go then. I mean, Paolo's come back in. He also served time in prison while it's still attached to a club. If you need any more reasons to love him and for what a batshit mental guy he was. Well, there we go. There's Colombia. And Renny Higuita, 95-96 Colombia goalkeeper shirt. We're almost at halfway through the list now. So if you haven't already, it's your first time talking kit, smash a like on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. Do all that nice stuff. It's all great. And we love you for it. Thank you very much. Right, moving on to number 5. And the whole reason why we are doing this list, to be honest with you, here's the reason. It's 28 points. It's Anthony, and it's Manchester United's home shirt for this season. 4th on my list, both for the skill, and I've really grown to love this shirt. I won't buy it. Glazes out, all that good stuff. But no, I really like it. Seeing it up close, seeing the authentic one. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like it. So I will shut up about it now and we'll move on. Jake, let's start with you. 7th on your list. Nothing. You may do a. I don't want you to do a 360, but you might do a 180 on it. What are your thoughts on this shirt and Anthony in general?
Well, as a United fan, I actually really like it. I liked it when it first came out. It's got, like a touch on the previous one, 90s vibe to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Anthony's skill, absolutely crucified by the great player that was Robbie Savage on BT Sport. So I want Charlie Savage actually next time he plays to do it, see what Robbie says then. But yeah,
the best thing ever. Be the best thing ever.
Kind of associating the shirt with possibly Ten Hag bringing a better era to the club. Fingers crossed. So it's got them good results over Liverpool and Arsenal in the bank already. So yeah, it can only get better really. I think from the shirt as well.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. Dom, we'll come to you. 8th on your list, mate.
Yeah,
it's just not banging, no?
Yeah, not a massive fan, to be honest. I think with a few subtle tweaks, it could have been absolutely quality. I think the black around the Adidas logo is unnecessary. Obviously, it ties in with the black elements on the sleeves, on the shoulder panel. Sorry, but I think even that, like Adidas have just tried being a little bit sneaky, extending that a little further down the shoulder than they have done previously, which I don't think looks great, to be honest. I know the badge shield effectively has pissed a few people off, but I've grown to kind of put up with the TeamViewer logo or sponsor as it is. But yeah, I think the main thing for me that could have elevated it would be the addition of cuffs in the same vein as the collar. I think that would have worked really, really well. I'd done a kind of a mock-up of it before it was out, and I just think it looked better. And Adidas they've done some collar and cuff matching on some other shirts, so it's just a bit of a shame that they didn't incorporate it with United on this one. It's not bad, and it's one of the better ones that we've had in many a year, but I'm just still not overly enamored with it.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Jackson, I'll come to you next because you had it 3rd on your list. So really intrigued to know what your view is on this team shirt.
I like the shirt. I do like the shirt. Glazers in.
Hey.
I wasn't sold on it to start with the collar, but the more I see it, especially on the authentic version, it looks. It's just got that retro feel about it. Same with the around the crest, the shield around the crest. Same as with the Celtics away shirt, they've got it as well. Just brings it right back to the mid-90s. And the sponsor, TeamViewer, after all those seasons with Chevrolet, which looked horrendous, the TeamViewer, I'd like to see it without the logo, just have TeamViewer.
I agree.
That could look even better. But yeah, I really like the shirt. I think it's one of the best shirts United have had for a good few years.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think we've had a few sticky years under Adidas, but we seem to be coming out the other side. Well, the third shirt from this season is absolutely horrendous, probably the worst I've ever seen United have, to be fair to you. So, Josh, we'll finish off with you. You had it fifth, so it's come exactly where you placed it, mate. It's one of them shirts we spoke about last season with elite kits and stuff, but actually seeing the real thing. Are you a fan of it? Did you see the scale? What were your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, I think it's really strong. I think anything with a collar for me wins. It's sort of Adidas have gone with patterns this year, haven't they, on their collars, or some of them anyway. It's very similar to the Arsenal shirt. In fact, very similar to the Arsenal shirt, which is a bit odd, really. But it's what it is. For me, TeamViewer is a really good replacement for Chevrolet. I did like Chevrolet on some occasions. I mean, some of their away shirts, the way that they actually embedded it into the shirt by using a colorway to sort of work in its favor was quite nice. TeamViewer, I think, for me, is just a little bit. I think if it was just the word mark would be okay. I think the word mark and the logo just. It would look odd if it was just the logo. It would look better if it was just a word mark, but I don't know if they do just use the word mark. I think for me, but just the symmetry just goes a little bit. It's just a little bit. I want to love it, but I can't because of that. I think everything you're saying, Jackson, about the shield around the badge is a lovely touch. I think there's that subtle pinstripe on there as well. There's so many nice elements there, and I know you can't blame everything on the sponsor, and it is better than the Chevrolet sponsor. But for me, the only thing that's stopping that from being an absolute, 9-10 is unfortunately the sponsor for me.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think if it was just TeamViewer on there, I think it'd have that similar look of Sharp. I think it would just
Sharp, exactly, and I think that would play on a lot of people's hearts. It really would, wouldn't it? It would just be so simple, so plain, and it would look great. Or Vodafone as well.
Definitely. So there we go then. Number 5 on our list, Anthony at Manchester United. This season's home shirt. Obviously, he's 360. Not going down too well with Robbie Savage and Paul Scholes. Some believe that he was left out of the squad for that reason against West Ham at the weekend. And he's not actually gone to Sociedad as well. So he's not, but he was at training this week. So you don't know whether the cause of the scale... the skill is making him lose out in games. I don't know. We'll see. But there we'll go. We'll move on to number 4 on the list. 32 points overall. Going way, way, way back into the 70s now. And the birth of what is probably the most famous piece of skill we've ever seen. It's this shirt. And it's Johan Cruyff, the first time he did the Cruyff turn in the 1974 World Cup against Sweden. And I think, I had it. Where did I have it on my list? I had it 6 on my list. It's all right, isn't it? I do like the Netherlands when it's orange and black rather than the white or the blue. Who should we start? Let's start with. I'll leave you last. And let's start with Dom. Dom, you had it 5th on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this one, mate?
Well, it's classic, isn't it? You can't escape that fact. Obviously, if we're tying in what he did and who he was, then I imagine it'd be close to the top of everyone's list. But remaining a little bit objective, the 2 stripes just reminds me of like knockoff Adidas stuff. And yeah, I think the badge is magnificent though, and obviously that colorway works for them so well. So yeah, just an iconic shirt. Hard to get massively excited about it when it's so plain, and they've had some better shirts as well, but tying into that particular bit of skill, just amazing.
Do you know why it's only got 2 stripes? You know the story behind that?
Yeah.
So obviously Paolo's coming. Obviously, those that don't know, Johan Cruyff was famously sponsored by Puma. Obviously, the Netherlands sponsored by Adidas, and obviously that rivalry that was going on between the 2 brothers, and they had to take a stripe off his shirt, which you think today would just never happen, would it? It just wouldn't even be thought of for a player to get rid of a stripe for the kit manufacturer, which is really, really strange. Jake, we'll come to you next on this one. Third on your list, was it a mixture of the shirt and the skill, or was it the skill that led it more, or is it just the shirt is just so iconic it had to be so high up on your list?
Yeah, definitely a mixture of both. I didn't know that stripe story though, so that's probably even added a bit more reason to have it quite high up my list. But yeah, the black and orange works really well. Like Dom says, the badge, but I've mainly got it high on my list for the iconic piece of, I'd say, football history that happened in it as well. I think did they get to the World Cup final that year as well? So that's just another reason for it to, another reason for it to be high up. But yeah, mainly just because of the skill that Johan Cruyff did and the player he was. So
yeah, absolutely. Jackson, no, Josh, we'll come to you next. You only had it 7th. What wasn't quite hitting the right note with this shirt for you, mate?
I mean, I know a lot of people, I guess, have that sort of thing in their head where they have to like something, I guess, because it is the epitome of retro, and that everything has been maybe modelled on it later on, and people see it as being this moment in history where this player is wearing it, and you have to like it. And for me, there are elements of that, but at the end of the day, it's just an orange shirt. And I know, and I get that it is a proper simple, and maybe I'm eating my words, because one of my favorite shirts is the Roma 14-15 shirt, which is literally just a burgundy shirt with badge and sponsor. So I don't know. It's a really weird game, in it? This judging football shirts, because you can have these really strong morals and be like, oh, you can. This I don't know. This show is crazy, man, because it questions all your morals and all your ethics and everything. I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't love it.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
I just don't know, Aaron. There's some nice bits about it, but I'm not crazy about it. A lot of people might say it's but Cruyff wore it. It's the best of all time. But for me personally, no, I don't fall into that category, I'm afraid.
Don't worry about it, mate. It's all good. Jackson, we'll finish off for you because you had it highest out of the 5 of us in 2nd place. For me, mate, I'm only just not realising it now, but it's really sticking out for me now. The number with the white border is just fantastic, isn't it?
It's very
great shirt.
It's a great number as well with the white border. I think even back in the 70s, all the numbers were mainly just one colour.
Yeah,
and that's quite a modern look on there. So well ahead of its time. The Dutch crest, just really big. Love that. Yeah. Orange and black always works well. And the story with the 2 stripes where Puma and Adidas had to both agree for the stripe to be missing. Otherwise, Cruyff, he wasn't going to go to the World Cup. He was just going to boycott it altogether if he didn't get his way. And he did it again for the 78 World Cup, along with the Van der Kerkhoff twins as well. So there were 3 players in the 78 World Cup with just the 2 stripes. And it's just crazy. Player power well ahead of the time.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
The point turn is brilliant. I always remember Gaza doing it against Holland in Italian 90 as well.
Yeah.
It's just a simple move when it comes to it, but you just don't see it being done. It takes a special
but
person,
beaten by your own piece of skill that you've come up with must be quite odd.
Yeah. I imagine it is. I always remember as a kid, it's like the first thing in football training you got taught to do, like pass it, and then do a Cruyff turn, and then that was it. Clearly didn't work because I'm not a professional footballer, so whoever taught me didn't teach me well enough. Well, there we go. Number 4 on our list, 32 points. Johan Cruyff, Netherlands, 1974, with a 2-striped Adidas shirt, which is obviously very rare and strange. Right, let's move on. We're into the top 3. 37 points overall, and we're off to Argentina. And we're going to see Boca Juniors and Riquelme for what is classed as one of the greatest nutmegs of all time. Back in the Copa Libertadores between the great rivals, River Plate and Boca, and Riquelme doing what was, if you've ever seen the video, just an outrageous nutmeg on Yepes, a world famous and well respected player, River Plate. Yeah, I got it bang on. Third on my list. I love this shirt. Boca Juniors and Nike. I was gutted when he left Nike, to be fair, because it's so synonymous with each other. I absolutely loved it. Andy, we'll start with you just because you had it lowest in 6th place. Yeah, what wasn't quite right with you for this shirt for not to be so high?
Sounds like the opposite to you. I like Boca shirts, but I'm an Adidas Boca. Yeah, okay. I never liked the Nike ones. Just mainly for that reason. It just doesn't jump out at me.
Fair enough. Is that more sort of the 80s, Adidas Boca, or the up-to-date one?
You've got obviously the Maradona years, the 80s, especially ones with the Fiat sponsor.
Yeah.
And the latest of this season's one as well. It's just they just scream it. Brilliant. The Nike ones, I've never been a fan of any of them.
Fair enough, mate. That's fair. Josh, let's come to you on this one. You rated this highly, 2nd place. Riquelme was a brilliant player. Do you think he added something to the Boca shirts he wore, or is it just a great shirt as well?
But both. I think for me, Quilme is it's a great, it's a lovely font as well. So good, and I think that adds so much to it. And whether they didn't, I'm sure Quilme or whatever you say, I bloody pronounce it. Didn't River Plate have them as well at one point, or even at the same time?
Yeah.
So, which is a bit of rivals having the same sponsor, quite like that. I mean, they fall into the same category, don't they, as the sort of teams that have a very bold design that they can never really move away from, yet somehow they've got to bring a new shirt out every season, which is slightly different. You could put River Plate in the same category with the sash. You could put Sampdoria in there with the band. And you got Boca. Boca are always going to have that yellow strip. How do you make it different? I mean, this one's probably one of the most simpler versions of that shirt. Maybe the times of the players that were wearing it has made this one a bit more
revered.
Revered. Yeah, I'd say that's a good word. Yeah, and there's not much I can say about it because again, at the end of the day, it's just a blue shirt with a yellow band around it. But I think the actual, cookie cut Quilm sponsor is nice. I'm not mad for it, but also I think it's classy enough to warrant its way up in that list, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Paolo Panini again. Riquelme made his league debut for Boca on Maradonia's last ever club appearance. Messi was also there as a ball boy. That's good. And I think this was the one I was after. He'd done the same against another team in the grey pepper Pepsi Boca shirt. There was actually another piece of skill I was going to go for first, but I went for this just because of the game, and it was the Copa Libertadores quarter or semi-final. But it did it against another team where he just literally stepped over the ball and it nutmegged the player behind him, which is, again, is just so an unreal piece of skill, to be fair to you. He was just an unreal player. Jake, you had it 5th on your list, pal. What are your thoughts on this Boca effort and Riquelme in general, mate?
Well, I think compare it to the Man United shirt. The sponsor on the United shirt ruins it, and this probably the sponsor on this shirt probably massively helps it, doesn't it? The quilm, the font, and the color scheme. I think if you replace the Boca badge with a Brazil badge, it wouldn't look too bad as a Brazil away shirt.
Hear that?
And then,
hear that? Yeah.
Obviously, Riquelme, cult hero.
Yeah.
Not just in Argentina and a lot of countries he's played in. But yeah, it's simple, but yet it works. They haven't overdone it, Nike, have they? It works.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Johnny Weaver's been on, Josh, and you'll be happy to it. Kilme is how you say it.
Okay.
So there you go. Big shout out to Melvin as well. Love a Boca shirt. Hopefully one day I'll get me a Boca Carlitos shirt. Hey, the world's your oyster. I'm sure there's ones out there. I'm sure there's what website? There's a website with one at the moment, bro. This is the 2005, the T90 with number 10 on the back, which I actually have that one. It's either classic football shirts. I know who it is. I know who's got one. Retro football kits. What am I talking about? Retro football. This is an ad, by the way. Retro football kits. I've got the Boca. Was it Boca? I'm sure they've got one. I don't know. I can't remember. They've got a Boca shirt. Anyway, go and have a look. Retro football kits. Get 10% off with talking kit 10. Just have a look. You'll love it. Who are we going to? We'll come to you, Dom. We haven't come to you yet, mate. I want to finish off with you. Second as well for you, pal, in your list. Tell me why. Tell me why.
The crew neck, the piping on the collar, matching the width of the piping on the cuffs. The Quailme's sponsor looks great as well. Or how many variants of saying that, I don't know. But yeah, I think the Nike logo and the Boca badge both being, fairly small as well. I think it looks like it would be one of the kind of retro nod throwbacks, but I think just generally it works really well. There was some dreadful shirts knocking about at that time.
Yeah,
this and Boca themselves have always been timeless in what they can produce. It's baffling that they don't get it wrong more often, but yeah, they get it right far more often than they do wrong, and I think this is up there for me. An era when there were dreadful shirts knocking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Boca Juniors Riquelme 99-2000 shirt coming third on our list for 37 points. Right, we're into the top two. Separated by 2 points. That is it. Right, number 2 then, 43 points. The king of the stepovers, he was known as. Turned out to be a bit of a flop after such hype around him. And it's Brazilian, it's Denilton, it's Real Betis. It also means Josh is heartbroken. It's their 98-99 shirt by Kappa. Josh, I'm so sorry, mate. I feel like we should start with you.
Nah, don't do that. That's obvious, just throw the rule book away, man. Just throw it away.
So you had it top on your list, mate. I mean, I can tell why. Kappa.
Fickle, mate. I am absolutely fickle.
Tell us why you love it so much.
Well, it's just great, isn't it? I mean, it's just bloody great. I don't know. Did it have a sponsor? I'm guessing it didn't.
I don't think it did. No,
it didn't, did it? Interesting. No. Interesting. What year was it? Round about sort of like
98-99. This one.
Right. Okay. So I'm guessing that was quite. Because I'm pretty sure Barca have them round about this time as well.
So this is a game against Barca. This is Barca's
yeah, of course, yes.
Argentina. So it's a piece of skill he does, and he just about 16 step overs and makes. I can't remember the defender's name now, but it makes him look like an absolute idiot, to say it politely. But yeah, that's the reason why I chose it. I thought Danielson should have to be here. But yeah, sorry, mate. Finish off with how you feel about this Betis shirt.
Oh, I'll finish off on it. The Amini logos as well, man. The actual patterning. I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't know who started that. You know, the actual patterning down sleeves. You know, where they get the multiple logos.
Yeah.
Maybe Kappa didn't do it, but it's always the ones I'm seeing, and I think execute it best. You know, the fact that the badge and the logo fit in within the stripes as well. The touches of black as well. I think adds you know, real definition to that shirt. I mean, if it was just to be pure green and white, you may have a good shirt there, but with those sort of black touches, you do add a nice layer to it, and the fact that you are also using it on the badge, on the logo too. Yeah, it's just this for me is my kind of shirt. And I love it, and I think everyone's got their own personal favorites, and this is mine. Some people might hate this, but this one is, you know, my grail sort of shirt for sure.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Jake, we'll come to you next. Fourth on your list. You agree with what Josh was having to say regarding this?
Yeah, he's pretty much covered all the bases. I kind of regret having it fourth now seeing it again. I actually want this shirt. We're Athletic Club, they had a Kappa in that same era as well, didn't they? And they'd obviously be red and white.
Let's just go have a look. I'm pretty sure we did, man.
Yeah, I think they probably did. Yeah,
and that shirt absolutely bangs as well. It's just something about Kappa in the 90s.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it was, mate.
Yeah, something about Kappa in the 90s. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Down the sleeves, it's. I can't believe I put it in fourth. Now looking at
it. Love a good flip-flop, mate. We absolutely love a good flip-flop. Jackson, with you. Josh was saying he can't remember who started it, but I mean, for me, I think Admiral, one of the first that you can remember. I think they did it 80s, maybe even 70s. They had piping, but Kappa did it so well, didn't they? Especially in the 90s. Again, you had it fourth as well. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I love logos going all the way down the sleeves. It just always looks good. And Kappa, late 90s, Barcelona last week, and obviously Man City at the end of the 90s. It just works so well. It just really makes the shirt pop.
Yeah.
I love the green and white stripes. Off the top of my head, I can't think of many teams who wear green and white stripes.
Probably Yeovil, maybe.
Yeovil. Yeah. Not stripes.
Well, they wear hoops. Yeah, they wear the hoop, the actual stripes. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right, man. It seems like there should be more teams that do play in it.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's quite unique and standout for that. The collar works, like Josh said, the black works really well there as well. It's aesthetically it's a really nice shirt. Maybe I'm regretting my choices at the top there now.
I regret a lot of my choices, not just in football shirts.
Second overall for me. We'll finish off with Dom. One thing for me, Dom, that I really loved about his shirt, and I had to put it in there. So obviously we've got the pictures of it's where they were able to put the name set at the number. Like Newcastle were terrible for it in the 90s, having to put badges in, and they really struggled and stuff like that. I like that, but it's like this. It's just a great design, isn't it? To put in it. And it was top for you as well, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't regret putting it there. It's where it should be, right on the top of the pile for me. I think that as well with the back mimics the kind of way the graphic arcs on the sleeves. Yeah. It's not the same on the front, but it still works really well together in that it kind of joins up. The white paneling on the sleeve joins up with the stripes on the front of the shirt as well. So I think that kind of cut as well. That collar should annoy me as well, because I'd ordinarily not like the way the black would cut off and then there'd just be a white segment on the bottom of the collar. But again, that ties into the stripes going up the shirt. And these Kappa shirts are quality to wear as well. That little bit inside the collar is like having a little crew neck on underneath. So you get like two tops for the price of one. You know, like them shit ones that you used to get from Top Man when you used to go out to like Brannigan's.
I know it well, mate.
Similar to that. But I think just I think Kappa, mid to late 90s were what Umbro were early to mid 90s for me. I think there was so many shirts I looked at enviably as a fan of a team who were supplied by Umbro. I'd always look at the likes of these and think, wow, I wish we had Kappa as a manufacturer. And I couldn't pay him any higher a compliment than that. I think it's just quality.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's a beautiful kit. Sadly, though, it's only come second in our list this week. 43 points overall. Danielson and Rail Betis, the king of the stepovers, 98.99 home shirt, just missing out by 2 points. So we've got one shirt left. Then that means we have come to the pinnacle, the number one, the numero uno, the champion of this week with 45 points overall. I mean, it's fitting that he is the number one because he is the king of showboating. It couldn't have been this show without him, and I'm so happy that he has come first. It is, of course, a a Barcelona shirt, and it's a Brazilian player. Of course, it had to be Ronaldinho, 05-06, where he took on the whole of Real Madrid's team, it seems, scored a great goal and got a standing ovation from the Bernabeu. I mean, it's just perfect for showboating and him to be the number one and the champion. Number one for me for them exact reasons. I do love the shirt. I do love the 290s, as people know. And Ronaldinho is one of my favourite players of all time, so I had to put him number one for them reasons. Dom, we'll start with you. You had it third overall. Are you a fan of the T90s overall, or is it just more fact it was Ronaldinho?
I'm more of a fan of that, which was the second generation of that template. I think it allowed for better embellishments per team, and I think the cut itself, if you've ever had the displeasure of putting one of the first gen T90 shirts on, they are dreadful to wear, and a lot of the materials, they're like I don't know, remind me of like hospital scrubs, like they're made for getting blood and guts on them, which isn't ideal. But yeah, this is the better version of the template, and I think the kind of the breaking of the colors across the shirt with the accents at the bottom as well are just brilliant. And I think for me, it's important that the shirt looks as good off or on a hanger as it does on, and I think with that Catalonian flag on the inside of the neck, those kind of little details are things that do it for me when a shirt's off as well. So yeah, I think I knew this would score highly, and it's timeless. The fact that he's done so much in it as well will speak to what this subject matter is.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Josh, we'll come to you again, just because you scored it third as well. So you like Dom in that you love it on and off in equal measure?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure I had this shirt recently, and I got rid. It was really, really quite big actually, and it was only a large, and it was quite sort of I don't know, it was really big. I mean, the material as well was quite sort of how do I say it? Very non-football shirty actually. It was quite really, really weird. It was not sort of didn't have much stretch, didn't have much give. Yeah. Also, what's with the whole sort of like Nike logo being higher than the badge as well? Not sure what's going on there. I do like the paneling. I think that's quite nice. How the actual stripes give way to the stripes on the shoulders. It's not a nice shirt. I like things like I love subtle touches, like for instance the Catalan flag in the actual neckline. That's quite nice. It's just the sort of era as well of sponsorless Barca as well, wasn't it? I'm not sure when UNICEF came in, but I think that added a nice sort of touch to it too, a bit of sort of classic timelessness. But yeah, for me, I think I was just, again, I'm absolutely fickle. I just love Kappa, and I put tonight. Yeah, you're all laughing, but deep down you hate me. But yeah, no, that's me.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Jake, we'll come to you. Second on your list overall. I know you were definitely judging him from the moments and the shirts. Where did the balance on this one go? Was it more the player moment or the shirt?
Probably a strong mixture of both. Like Josh has just touched on there, sponsorless. I think UNICEF might have come in a few seasons after that, so it's nice to see a Barca shirt in the same modern era without a sponsor on. But a Barcelona player getting a standing ovation in the Bernabeu, it's unheard of. It wouldn't. So it's solely down to that. It's second in my list. It is a really nice shirt. It's got nice little subtle details, and the colour scheme and the panels and everything works. But yeah, mainly due to the performance of the Bernabeu. I think they won the league and Champions League that season as well.
They beat Arsenal in the Champions League, didn't they?
Yeah. So achievements to go with it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. I'm sure everyone on the panel will agree because we've all got beards. They don't half make a man, do they? Jesus Christ.
and a haircut as well.
And a haircut as well. I mean, I dread to get rid of this now, especially telling her. We'll finish off with Andy. Andy, you had it number one, similar to me, mate. We'll talk about the player because he was just. I know we talk about Messi, and Ronaldo, but we'll never see it. I don't think we'll ever see a player that gives as much joy.
He loved it, didn't he? He absolutely loved it.
He played to entertain, and he just always he just there just to enjoy himself. Like he knew it was a game, and so he played like he wanted to see it. If he was watching, he wanted to see players play, entertain, be skillful, and just enjoy themselves. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And everywhere he went, every club he went to, he just brought that passion and smile. And he's a fantastic player. And he also said that Fratton Park had the greatest atmosphere in the world after playing there in 2008 with Milan.
Was that his drug-fueled days, that bit there? No, was it?
He just scored a free kick in that game and broke our hearts. We were battering him.
A shame. And then finally, the shirt. Was that in your thinking as well?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the T90s at all. But that picture there in the long sleeve, it looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic Barcelona shirt. Can't fault it there.
Yeah, I agree. Even with the sort of, it's not the dark shorts as well. Even with the red shorts, still looks a great kit. And I think I fit in number one for us this week. 45 points overall, so not far off top spot, which is no mean feat in this game. Let me tell you. So there we go. There was number one Showboater shirt, Ronaldinho, 05-06 Barcelona. Running the length of the pitch or half the length of the pitch, scoring at the Bernabeu and getting a standing ovation again, which is something I can't imagine any player has had before or probably will have since. As always, my due diligence showing that I don't cheat and as everyone scores. And yeah, there we go. That is this week's show. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank the rankers. It's been great to have Josh back. Finally, he's here. He's back with us. Hopefully, it's not a little stop and then you're off again on your world travels and this and this and that and that. And
I've got no money left, man. I'm just skin and bone, man. I've literally had skin and bone and a tweet. I am just a disciple of Elon Musk now. That's all I am. We
all are, yeah. Your skin and bone wrapped around the legend, though. That's what I'm saying, mate. So, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to just throw out there?
No, not really. To be honest with you, there's nothing really I've got to plug. Nothing.
You're 25% off Castor or anything like that. No.
I do, mate, but I'm not. That's fair if anyone wants it. I wouldn't encourage you to spend money. Cost of living and everything at the moment.
Well, there's that. Make sure you're checking him out. It's the Kitsman, obviously. Josh, everyone knows him. Dom, thank you for returning. It's been a pleasure as always, mate.
Good.
What the hell's going on with you? Tell everyone. Where can they find you? Whatever.
Oh, you'll see me on Twitter. I'm going to start doing a bit more on Instagram, and I might even get a TikTok to avoid having to pay fees on Twitter. So it'd be if I can, I will do. I wouldn't mind sorting like a Northwest meetup as well. Maybe not this side of Christmas, but getting something in the works. So if anyone's Northwest based or willing to come up in the new year to have a beer, to visit some football shirt shops and the football museum, then I'll put the feelers out as well. I think that'd be a good thing to do, get us started off in the right vein.
Nice
absolutely. Yeah, make sure you're checking out Dom, obviously his Twitter and his Instagram, both the same, and Kit Kingdom. I only recently got it. Actually, Kit King Dom. I thought it was Kit Kingdom. I was like, yeah, that's the top name. And I realized, no, he's Dom, and he's the Kit King.
Why? Why? Oh,
you need to as well. You need to get a pun bell, a little pun counter for full kit rankers. I'm sure that'd be off the chart.
Wait there. Oh, he'd be pinging every 5 seconds. Like
off he goes. To find his bell that's just hanging around somewhere.
Don't be a bell end, Aaron.
Yes. Yeah. There we are. Ding ding ding.
Ding ding.
What's he got?
I have got one somewhere. Damn it! Right, I'll have it for next week. Don't you worry. Right.
We're not worrying.
Oh no, I guess not. Jackson, thank you very much for spending the evening with us. It's nice to see you rather than just see your comments flying through.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. So where can people find you? Have you got any more YouTube videos coming out? What's going on?
Well, real life of work has hit me 6 days a week at the moment. I've actually got a couple of days off coming up, which I'm going to be sorting out some videos. So I'm going to upload on the YouTube, Jackson's Jerseys, and just try and carry on with my Instagram as well, Jackson's Jerseys, where I started putting my shirts on, but then I just didn't have any free time to do it. So hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have caught up on everything there. So
good on you, man.
Come over and catch up on that.
Amazing. And we'll finish off. Jake, what's going on with you, mate? Any more raffles that I can win? What's going on?
Well, it's funny you say that. I've got a raffle. I've got a parcel coming on Friday that I've missed Royal Mail delivery 3 times. That'll be a raffle. So hopefully get that up for the weekend. But yeah, nothing else really. I'll probably do an updated collection thread on Twitter because I've stopped doing the other one from last year, I think. And there's a few shirts that I've added and a few shirts that are not there anymore. So I'm going to do an update on that with a few pictures included in that as well.
Cool. Amazing. All the links for these guys to go and follow them are in the description. So make sure you go and do that and show some love to these, as always, amazing guests. I'm always appreciative of them spending the time with us. That's almost it for us. Monday, Desert Island Kits, the series, the short videos. Don't worry, guys. It's not always an hour and a half. We've got some short videos coming up. Desert Island Kits. The first one is with Mick Clifford. Match worn West Ham. I mean, I spoke to him. Oh, mate, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What a way to kick off. Jake's done one. We've got a few more lined up as well. Hopefully, the 3 guys that, other than Jake, that haven't done one are all going to do one as well. I'm going to get them on. But yeah, that's coming out on Monday. Look out for that. We'll be back as well next Wednesday. I think 2 more shows left before the World Cup. We have a little break. But yeah, if it's your first time talking kit, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow all of these guys. And yeah, we were going to be back next week with more stuff for you. We will see you soon. Always make sure that you do keep talking kit.